everyone. This is Divine Grave, and welcome to our first exclusive Discord interview. Moments or achievements, I think the biggest thing is probably the release of Trauma Pieces. That was probably the most important thing so far. Revival of my career. I would say the failures have stuck with me more. I've been doing music for a very long time. And that is kind of my reason why I keep going. Shoot, I mean, people, places, and things, specifically for this new album that's coming out. There are a handful of things, but yeah, normally when I look to be inspired, I'm looking at the story of how someone develops. So, like, you know, this is prominent in like comic books, video games, movies. Even though they're all fiction, I would say that those are the things that, you know, I can kind of sense the underlying story, the overall arc, and I pull from that. But yeah, I would say that the new album has all of these things: people, places, and things, and it'll be your job to figure it out. Yeah, so I can be inspired by nature, but it's not the source all the time, and specifically with Tomb Wings. The reason why that song references cicadas is because of the synthesizers in the song. When I was doing pre-production for this album, someone had mentioned to me that the synthesizer at the beginning, middle, and end of the song sounded like cicadas. So that's kind of why I went with that. That was the underlying idea there. Oh, this sounds like cicadas. So then when it gets into writing lyrics and creating a story about that, I have to think about, you know, what do cicadas do? How does that relate to my life? And is this Divine Grave? As far as things appearing more on the record for cicadas, no, it's not really like that. And there is a chronological order in way things go, but not how I guess most listeners have been trained to see how a story develops. It has to do with me. You're just gonna have to figure it out. Not really. I use anything that's available to me. So it could be sticky notes that I lose. It could be a random, you know, notebook that I found. A lot of stuff is on my phone. It could be on a computer. I use whatever is available to me. There are times when I'm brainstorming that I'll use a whiteboard or some sort of paper to kind of visualize these things in a bigger space rather than on your phone. But yeah, I think I use a little bit of everything, but most of my lyrics are in my phone, and those get developed. These things can be written a year out, 2 years out. I never use it, or I use it immediately. There's really no rhyme or reason to how I do it. I just do it. I know when a piece of music is done, it's just a feel, really. There are basic rules you have to follow in music, right? But for me, as long as the fundamentals are there, do I feel a certain way about this song? If I've captured that, then I'm good to go. I try not to go back, you know, and overthink things. Although, like, the writing process is pretty elaborate. I'll often have 8 to 12 different revisions of the same song before I say, yeah, it's good to go. Sometimes you get lucky and you only have, maybe 4 or 5 revisions. But for the most part, yeah. It's just a feeling at this point. I couldn't tell you how I knew when I was younger. But yeah, it's all feeling.